I'd been a bit nervous all day, but I felt full-on terrified when we got to the student village. I was faking a look of confidence. I doubt anyone noticed. Probably everyone else was too. Paul, my mum's boyfriend, always liked Will. It seemed like I had an enormous amount of stuff. I went inside first. I had a room to myself in a shared house, and we already had the keys. I don't remember where we got them from. Mum or Paul must have picked them up from the admin person, I guess. I felt butterflies in my stomach when I walked into my dorm room for the first time. I was really nervous, and I didn't think about how Mum and Paul felt leaving me there. It was scary for me, but must have been... I don't know. I suppose I'll understand someday what it's like to say goodbye to your child. When they left that day, they would be going home to an empty house, you know? I was floating through unpacking, thinking about that space upstairs. My room had probably the cheapest carpet in the world. It was awful. They might as well have painted concrete, but it was my room and amazing. Do you remember the first time you had a place to yourself? To be able to lock the door and really tell everyone to stay away, or to ask someone in? I think we all must feel the same. Of course, I was thinking a bit about dating. Everyone there was, I think. We all probably felt like we weren't... I don't know. There's that thing at 18 when you are acting more than being. We all feel like everyone else has the secret of confidence. I felt average, but I wasn't. None of us are, really. When I saw him that first time, he looked so cute. Pretty sexy, actually. Wait, no, cute is the right word. I wasn't really thinking about sexy back then. I felt so adult, but I had so much growing up to do. It's funny to think back, like this, now. I didn't notice Will again for a couple of weeks. If I'm honest, I'd forgotten about him while I got set up in my new home, though he must have been in the lectures. So anyway, I next noticed him through the window of the Union bar. I recognised him then from the first day, and I remembered liking how he'd look back at me then. The Union usually played the dancey stuff. Higher State of Consciousness was still on heavy rotation, but sometimes they played the better stuff. Blur, Pulp, a bit older stuff like In Spiral Carpets, but not often. Fridays at the Union were always the same. Crowds of people, the windows steaming up completely, and sticky floors. I kind of miss it. After I'd seen him at the window, I wanted to talk to him. Maybe more. I pretty much went on the hunt. It's tricky when you're not very tall and the lights are low. It was hard to spot Will in the crowd. I think I was changing fast. It'd only been a couple of weeks since I got to uni, but I felt very different. Will always gave me a good vibe. I know that sounds weird, but there it is. He just felt like a good person. He was too. Considering it was the first thing I ever said to him, it's funny that I have no idea what the conversation was about that I butted into. I don't think there was any doubt about my intentions. We had a few drinks and tried to talk over the music before I pulled him outside. You know the feeling, the rush of anticipation? I was getting that so much. We went to sit just outside the bar. We could still hear the music, and the cold night air felt good. And that was when he first kissed me. We went to the cinema for our first proper date. We had seats in the middle of the cinema. It didn't help my nerves much having everyone nearby. We both fidgeted, trying to work out how to start. When I went to hold his hand, he moved his away. But I think that was by accident. I kept on trying to look at him from the side to see if he was looking at me. I shifted to rest my leg against his. It was awkward and definitely not the natural and subtle thing I was going for. The film had that guy in it who always acts crazy but then does lots of action kick-ass stuff. We weren't really paying attention, I think. It was like everything else faded out. I put my hand on his leg, he turned to me and did that shy smile of his. He put his hand on the side of my face, just gently on the skin, turning me to face him. He closed his eyes and kissed me, placing his lips softly onto mine. We locked our fingers together and watched the rest of the film. We didn't let go until ages after we left the cinema. As we were going, though, I had this weird, prescient feeling. I could feel I was falling in love fast for the first time, but it was so strong, it would end. Will always gave the impression of confidence, like he always had a grand plan. I wish I knew if he saw that end coming too, like I felt it was. I don't know if that would have made how it went any easier. I spent the next day finally doing the unpacking that I'd been putting off. I'd done my clothes and the essentials, but there were other bits to be done. I hung up a tasselled cloth scarf that was my mum's. She's a bit of a hippie. I'd packed loads of my old books. Nothing really related to uni, I just liked having them nearby. I brought my first ever toy to uni with me. I know it seems weird for a woman to do that, but it brings back happy memories. My mum and biological dad split when I was 6. It was rough for a bit, but Mum, me and my brother Andy pretty quickly were happier for it. My bunny makes me think of those good times. There were some candles my mum had given me. Will was coming over later that week and I was falling for him, so I thought I'd make it more cosy in there. Is it weird to tell you this? I kept on changing my mind. It shouldn't have mattered so much, but I wanted the place to look nice. I must have spent ages just shifting stuff around. The little choices are important. I guess it didn't make any difference really, but I was happy when I was sure I'd got it right. I wanted to feel comfortable when Will came over. Will and I, it felt like a Romeo and Juliet kind of thing, and just as likely to burn us both as to make us happy. But what a lovely way to burn. That Christmas, I met Will's family. We'd been together for 4 months. Do you remember me there?